What is up, Niner faithful? We are here today with the State of the Niners. I believe this is episode 7. I just typed it out and I already forgot. Just wanted to let you guys know this is probably going to be a go ahead and finish this up type of podcast. I mean, it's already a really short one, but you boys got a paper to write, so we gotta get going. I just got off of work too, so I just had just enough time to get everything set up for this podcast. So, without further ado, we got the injury report first. Wow. CJ Beathard with his right wrist injury was limited in practice today. Oh, and before I get into this, I wanted to note that the 49ers did not practice on Monday and held walkthroughs on Tuesday and Wednesday. So with that in mind, CJ Beathard didn't practice on Monday or Tuesday, but he was limited in practice. He's scheduled to be questionable for the game. Matt Breida, dealing with that ankle injury, was limited in practice all week, still questionable to play. Anton Exum, concussion, hasn't practiced all week. He's already out for the game. Reuben Foster did not practice all week, hamstring injury. He is out for the game as well. That one hurts. Pierre Garçon with his shoulder and knee. He did not practice on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Of course he didn't practice on Monday. Nobody practiced on Monday. Pierre Garçon with the limited practice all week. He is questionable. Raheem Mostert, limited practice, questionable. Mike Person was full go in practice today. So that's good to hear. You'd expect to see him if he was full go. Excuse me. Weston Richburg, limited in practice all week. He's listed as questionable. Sherman, calf and heel injury, limited in practice all week, listed as questionable. Jaquiski Tart, that's a big name. His shoulder injury, he did not practice all week, and he is out. Joe Staley was in full practice today, limited practice yesterday. So that's a quick look at our injury report. Just a note or highlight, Reuben Foster, Jaquiski Tart, and Anton Exum ruled out for Thursday's game. That means Malcolm Smith, Tyvis Powell, some of those guys are going to be who you're seeing. DJ Reed even. What's up, Hodge? Glad to see you in the chat. Always glad to see Hodge in here. But that's a quick look at the injury report. It's a short week. So, of course, you're not going to get much going on there, and you're going to deal with some people not making it to the game on Thursday. As everybody, I'm sure, wants me to talk about, CJ Beathard is questionable with a wrist injury that looks like he might not make it into the game on Thursday, which would mean the long-awaited Nick Mullins start. I've been on the keep Beathard in train for a while. I don't know where I currently stand, honestly. I think it's definitely time to go ahead and see what else we have. Beathard's been struggling. I've been fighting this for a while, but Nick Mullins, it is time to see what he can do, and this injury will likely give us that opportunity to see what Nick Mullins can do. I will say my expectations aren't great, but I mean, he can definitely surprise me. It'll definitely help him that nobody really has any type of film on him. Hopefully that works out well for him. In other news, in this past week, we waived Victor Bolden and Greg Maben. After doing that, we brought up Marcel Harris, who I believe has been IR'd since the start of the season, if I'm correct, and Dakota Watson, who was IR'd earlier in the season with a little bit of injury problem. So that's about it for us tonight, guys. Like I said, you've always got to go start working on a paper, and it's a short week. Make sure, I totally forgot at the beginning of the podcast, make sure you follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, follow us, subscribe on YouTube, hit that bell for the notification button so you know whenever I am going live each Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be here every week as long as I am not late, which could happen. It almost happened this week. But Wednesday at 11 p.m., if something's happening and we aren't going on Wednesday at 11 p.m., you will see a tweet on Twitter. And that about does it for us, guys. As always, I appreciate you guys coming in. I appreciate you giving me your time. And I am more than happy to give you this quick little update in case you didn't know. As always, stay faithful.